Welcome back to the Hull Arena. The men's final is the best of 13 sets. 7 is the target. First to 7 wins the Masters, and Scott Waits and Dean Winstanley will win what is a major on the BDO circuit. Scott Waits holds the advantage with a 3-1 lead. Players are back on stage, just throwing a couple of practice darts before the match will resume, and they will settle this Masters final. In the commentary box, it's Tony O'Shea and David Croft.
Yes, welcome along, Tony O'Shea. Has Dean Winstanley been listening to your wise words of advice? That's the question we have to ask first.
Well, they were wise words. I think he knew exactly what I was on about. I think he wanted to change it himself. I don't think he has, to be honest.
85.
Maybe he needs to start speeding up a little bit more then.
Yeah, I mean, 1 or 2 legs he did, but not quite what I expected from him. Maybe the break's done him good again.
140.
I think as though he could well have been 2 sets apiece at the break.
Exactly, and another missed double there right at the very end of the last leg.
96.
Again, with these breaks in finals, 4 sets, if you have got a problem, you do have chances to get off and just rethink the situation.
140.
Do you talk to anyone in the break, or do you just try and seek a bit of quiet, contemplative solace of your own?
100.
Well, Waits has been talking to somebody. He's back on fire again. Obviously, everyone has their own little routine. We all have our own little routines of geeing each other up. Obviously, we all have pals. Myself and Daryl Fitton, we gee each other. If one's playing, the other one's helping him out.
Scott needed a treble 20 again to help him out there.
Dean, you require 136.
Dean is on for a big checkout still himself, and he wants double 8 this time. What a start this would be to the next session. Unlucky on the wire.
Scott, you require 40.
Waits, is he in the mood for mercy? Rather disgusted with himself for those first 2 darts. That's better though.
It's telling off work then, didn't it?
Scott Waits. Second
retired to the edge of the stage, give himself a good telling to, and that sorted that one out.
100.
I'll repeat the phrase. He gave himself a hanky's mum. A right good rollicking.
You think that'll make the dictionary in the years to come?
60.
A hanky's mum.
We've seen that woman march to the front of the stage to tell off her son before.
140. 140.
Wouldn't be at all surprising if we did have a very close final here. 4 times these 2 have met in ranking tournaments. Currently 2 wins apiece.
140.
The only time they've met in a final though was the Czech Open last year. Scott won that 6-2, so maybe he's the man for the occasion. Look at that, 4 140s on the trot, and we're down to a finish. Single 11 leaves the bullseye. For a 12 dart leg it would have been.
Scott, you require 161. 100. Dean, you require 25.
Double 8 for Winstanley. A lot of pressure now on this.
9.
Flick the wrong side.
Scott, you require.
We said it before,
61.
great marker, but Waits here, 61. Probably 25 to leave. It'll be 3 now for double 4.
Game shot.
Same ending.
Absolutely no mercy being shown whatsoever.
6th set.
Scott Waits blasts now into a 4 sets to 1 lead.
$121.
Even though he's 4-1 down, though, the performance is far better from his semi-final game.
It certainly is. Look at the averages. 96 and a bit, plays 94 and a bit more.
Not a lot in the averages, but obviously a 3-set difference.
But as we've hinted, they've had 3 or 4 sets that could have gone either way here. Just the odd missed double from time to time, costing Dean Winstanley dear at the moment.
Scotty just has carried on from his great form from early. He just has that look of a champion about him today.
Or at least the look of a man who knows what it's like to become a champion, to be up on that stage and eventually own it. All of which he'll have learnt at the
99
Civic Hall in Wolverhampton last November. And might have learned quite a bit from his previous spot in that final when he was runner-up to Phil Taylor and was rather wiped away.
That's right though, but he's learnt from that.
81. Dean, you require 125.
Son Michael watching at home. Sally points out there'll be a much happier Waits household than the Winstanley offspring at the moment, I'm sure.
He's got in a bogey number here, 163. He'll just be looking to put a bit of pressure on that double 10 for Dean.
46. Dean, you required 20. Game
Nice
shot,
second down
and the first leg. Dean Winstanley. Second leg.
Family are tough with it anyway.
First.
There's a lot of times Dean Winstanley doesn't look quite as happy as he should be when he hits the double. He's reflecting more on what he's missed than what he's hit.
60.
Really lovely darts there though, right on the top wire. Nothing wrong with them except they were a quarter of an inch too high.
139. $97.
However, they were a quarter of an inch too high.
55.
Was lagging a little way back in this leg. And still lagging a little way back in this leg.
41. 137.
Another great heavy scoring leg here from Scotty. Leaves him 50.
Scott, you require 50.
He's going 18s for 32, I think. He's there, the first one. Double 8 for him now. Just
42.
inside. But once again, he's got a bit of a lead, so it's quite an easy leg again.
Just the one score of 100 for Dean Winstanley. Make that 2 in this leg.
Scott, you require 8.
He's hoping that Scott Waits misses out here,
Game
which Waits
shot,
doesn't.
And the second leg. Scott Waits.
Sooner or later,
Third leg,
Winstanley's got to win
first.
in this position, though, isn't he, when it goes to 1 apiece? Well, that's what he'll be thinking anyway.
96. $140.
First 180 of the match. He's been waiting for it.
$140. $85.
He then follows it up with a 85, Tony. Scott Waits is the consistent one. Back-to-back 140s, then a 180. Who's favourite now?
Fantastic dance.
140.
Stay there for another one. Double 10 for a fantastic finish that takes the set.
And the 6th set.
Come from
Dean
nowhere in that one.
Winstanley.
9 brilliant darts from Scott Waits, but it just wasn't enough.
That is an absolute killer if you're Scott Waits. Come on, Dean, celebrate the 140.
7th set.
Stop thinking that you should have had more of it.
Game on.
He raised an eyebrow that time, didn't he?
But is his cup half full, or is his cup half empty? That's the question.
140.
Most of the year it's been half full, but today, like you say, noticeable speed up.
83.
It's not consistent. He knows the problem.
60.
It's often why in this sport the more fluid players, the more rhythmical players
92.
have much more success, because they just have an approach and a grace to the hockey where they don't need to rush or slow down. Everything is just spot on for them.
85.
Guys, you know, like Waits forcing it through the air, like Dean, who, you know, does change his speed a little bit, can struggle at times.
140. $55. 100. Scott, you require 161.
He's been pretty consistent on this treble 20. There again, treble 17 will leave him a bullseye. He'll be back up for treble 20. Hopefully to lead 24, which he does.
Dean, you require 86.
But Winstanley should put himself on a double. He has put himself on a double. He's got 2 darts at it, thankfully for him, and he needed
78.
more. And that was
Scott,
a big moment.
24.
Could have won one against the throw.
Well, that great 137 Scott's left him 24,
Game
which he loves,
shot,
and does
the
it
first
again.
leg. Scott Waits.
He finishes so many games on
Second
double
leg
12,
is Dean
Scott.
to throw first. Game on.
Is that due to being a pairs partner of Gary Thompson, who tends to leave him a lot of obscure, or more obscure doubles?
I think it's because he has a lot of shot of 9 darters, and that's usually the one of the ends he ends up on.
85.
Had a few in practice, Scott, in 9 darters, but close to one today, I think, early on.
Yeah. All hit him on the practice board, though, Tony. There's not many who get to do it on the stage.
40.
Been there, done that, got the T-shirt. And it doesn't fit now, because that was about 4 years ago.
Got the T-shirt, you got a car.
140.
But I've still got the T-shirt.
Was that a tournament in Holland, wasn't it? Was it the IDL that you won? The International Dart League?
Yeah, it was in Nijmegen. It was on the 9th of May 2007.
About 2 days after Phil Taylor had got a 9-darter at that same tournament, and he forced the sponsors to cough up for another.
It was the very night after.
98.
That was on. Yeah, Phil did it on the Tuesday. I hit one on the Wednesday. On the Thursday night, I missed double 12 against Winmau for another one.
Perry would have caused a traffic jam if it had carried on.
140.
Well, you've seen me driving then, yeah.
140.
Well, he's hit this before, 140. He could hit this again, the 140. Oh!
120.
And he needed to hit that again, because here's Waits in waiting for another set. Double 18. Yes,
Game
he's got it!
shot, and the 7th set. Scott Waits.
He is not showing Dean Winstanley any mercy at all, Scott Waits. By far the more clinical of the two players.
100.
He's looked quality the whole weekend, to be honest, Scotty.
The man to melt the ice arena in Hull.
134.
Erupting like a volcano, spewing tungsten lava all around.
140.
As you feel that now, with just 2 sets to go here, Scott Waits could start to relax a touch, go into overdrive, really pile on the pressure with darts like that.
57. 95.
There'll be another break at the end of this set. Winstanley might be waving the white flag by that stage, although he's put himself in a handy position if Scott misses this. Thing is though, Waite's just not looking like he's going to miss much. Double 12, it's his favourite again.
Game shot, and the first leg. Scott Waite.
Hello. It's an absolute cruel killer blow.
Second leg, it's Scott to throw first. Game on.
Waite's just toying with Winstanley like a cat holding a mouse at the end of his paw and just flicking him away and then giving him one big
61.
swipe.
And he's about 3 legs away from the cream here as well, I think, the way he's playing.
100.
It's those moments you just revel in as a darts player, and you hope as your opponent you're never on the receiving end of. Winstanley was matching Scott, kind of blow for blow, but not hitting the killer blow.
100.
Now finding himself a long way out of this.
60. 100.
It'd be just like Scott Waits to put a 180 in here, wouldn't it, or a 140? Something like that.
Or a 134.
Yeah, but that sort of score, upping the tempo as we get to the business end of the leg.
140.
He's had a great tempo since that break.
146.
And you won't be surprised if he put this away. Maybe even a bullseye. Would have left him double
105. Dean, you require 61.
Can't afford to let Waits have an opportunity. But he is
43.
allowing Scott too many opportunities.
Scott, you require 41.
Be a big 9. Double 16. Put him on the brink.
Game shot.
Great finish.
And the 8th set.
Goes into
Scott
the break.
Waite.
6-2 ahead.
Is it game over, I wonder?
Ladies
Scott
and gentlemen,
Waits
the players will now
wants
take a
one
short
more
break.
set to become the master for the first time ever. And you wouldn't bet against him now, would you?
Will there be a major twist and turn in this Masters final? Scott Waite and Dean Winstanley are trying to win the 7 sets that will bring them the Masters title and the trophy. Who can stop Scott Waite now? Welcome back. The Masters title is there for the taking for Scott Waite. Dean Winstanley is in search of doubles, trebles and a miracle comeback in this final. Let's return to the commentary box. Tony O'Shea and David Croft will conclude the match.
I would dare to suggest that Dean Winstanley needs massive inspiration, not a total head of perspiration, because so far it's been no sweat. for Scott Waite, and he is looking a very sure thing for the Masters title for Winstanley. The bridesmaid tag could be attached to his back once more.
Scott to throw first. Game on.
2 legs away, potentially, Scott Waite from the Masters title.
180.
Exactly where he left off.
$60.
But it's just too easy for Scott Waite. As another 180 comes in. He's running out of time, maybe, to put the 9-darter in, but he's still got the time here.
140.
You've hit the 9-darter before, O'Shea. Can he do this?
Well, he likes double 12, so I know which way he's going. He's going to go in treble 20 first, hopefully.
Oh, treble 5 instead. He wanted it, didn't he? He really wanted it.
That smile says it all.
92.
But here's the thing, 9-darter or not, he's now on a 2-dart checkout when he comes back to the board, and Dean Winstanley is lagging a long way behind. The final blow
42.
could be swift.
Scott, you require 49.
From Scott Waite here. Double 16. There
Game
you go.
shot and the first leg. Scott Waite.
He was looking over the edge of the cliff,
Second
coming
leg
out
is
thinking,
Dean to
I need a
throw
good
first.
start, and then he
Game
follows
on.
2 180s. That's unbelievable.
And it just knocks the stuffing out of a Dean Winstanley who was a bit down on his luck before the break.
100.
Waite, who's beaten Hislop, Robson and Adams,
100.
and has now just hit his 20th 180 of the tournament against Winstanley, who survived match darts against him, against Tony West, and went all the way against Ross Montgomery. But it might be that his route to a major final hits a cul-de-sac at the last moment. The tournament average
60.
for Scott Waite, nearly 100, Tony.
You'll not lose many games throwing 99. You'll not lose many tournaments throwing that kind of average.
83.
Has been consistently high. His overall average for the match is actually over 100.
100.
It's an average 99.9 in his 3 matches, Waite. It's been fabulous.
100.
They can almost start to engrave his name on the famous trophy. He's hit the 170. Now wants Bull for a 161. What a way to go! What a way to become a champion! It is Scott Waite's moment! The Grand Slam champion now becomes the Winmau World Master, and a new name is etched on the trophy. And if he carries on like this, you will see it etched on there time and time and time again. Scott Waite, #1 in Hull.
What a performance, an unbelievable finish from Scott Waite. The Winmau Masters champion comes from Halifax. Well, we knew what he could do when he won the Grand Slam of darts, but his performance in this final was sensational. Presentations on the way here on ESPN. Come back. to the and congratulations Scott Wade, who has won the Masters title. Super performance. Scott, many congratulations. What emotions are you experiencing at the moment?
Oh, brilliant, fantastic. I don't know yet, but with that finish, that last leg, unbelievable.
When you looked at what you had left, did you think, right, I'm just going to finish this once and for all, let's get it over with, let's do it now?
You always think you're going to finish it, but you know, Dean's left himself a double there, and I'm thinking, my God, I'm not going to get into the shot of this leg, it's going to go on a little bit longer. And then when you sink a couple of trebles, you just think, right, then smack in the middle of the bull. It didn't go in the middle, but you know, they all count, don't they? Brilliant.
What's your assessment about the way you've played over the course of this tournament?
I think I played really well this weekend. I'm really happy with the way I played, and I just hope I can continue this on now.
Well, some of the finishes you've been hitting for us have been truly remarkable. Your confidence must be sky high.
It is at the minute, yeah, it's brilliant. What have I, 170, 164, 161? Brilliant.
Is there any particular reason you feel why everything just seems to be falling into place for you at the moment?
No, not really, no. I tend to do well at the back end of the year for some reason. I just hope it all comes together around about Christmas time now.
Well, many congratulations. You can't have a game of darts without two players, and if Dean Winstanley comes to join us, commiserations, but congratulations on the way you've been so dignified during this tournament. What emotions are you experiencing?
It's been a fantastic tournament. To go out in the quarterfinals last year, bit of ups and downs this year, and to get to the final. Fair play, like Scott said. Yeah, I missed some doubles, but what a fantastic! He's played fantastic all week. Well, what can I do? Fair play to the lad.
You're quite hard on yourself sometimes, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe so, but then again, I'm still happy. You know what I mean? There's no man in this world what's done what I've done in 2.5 years, so I'm still happy. You can't win everything, but you can turn up and try it. That's how it goes.
Well said and well played. So what's it feel like to be the Masters champion?
I don't know, I've not got my trophy yet.
So when you get that trophy, it's pretty big, you know, so you're going to have to do a little bit of work to carry it. It's a great achievement for you, isn't it?
Brilliant, yeah. The biggest thing today, I think, was beating Martin Adams in the semi. I mean, that was a fantastic game. And then Dean played his heart out in the final as well. He just missed a few doubles and I didn't. And that was just the difference then. So, yeah.
Well, many congratulations. You've got a trophy and you've got a cheque to collect. And Martin Fitzmaurice is ready to make sure the presentation gets underway.
Thank you, Ray. Ladies and gentlemen, our first presentation to receive a cheque for £10,000 plus these mementos. A young man who this year has been runner-up at Lakeside in the World Championship and now, unfortunately for himself, has to settle with runner-up here at the Great Winmau. But ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the man they call one over the top, Dean Winstanley. Great remark, great remark. Ladies and gentlemen, this man did our sport, especially the British Darts Organisation. Great pride and joy when he won a big tournament somewhere else. Tonight, quite rightly, he receives a world trophy. He's receiving a cheque for £25,000 plus $500 for sharing the highest shot out. The 2011 Winmau champion, Scott Waits.
Tony O'Shea and Tony O'Shea and David Croft have emerged from their commentary position. It's quite a trophy, you know, isn't it? Holding it aloft, you need a bit of effort there.
I'm sure everyone would love to lift that. I don't care who it is. I'm sure we'd love to all lift it.
That's a really cruel question to ask a man who once lost in a Masters final there, Ray.
What's your assessment, guys, of the performance of Scott Waits here?
Just brilliant tonight. Absolutely clinical where he had to be. What do we say, Tony? The doubles, the check-out percentages, that's where this match is going to be sorted out. And it's exactly the way it transpired. Dean had chances to make it closer, but didn't take those chances. And Scott Waits starting to fulfil his potential.
Dean actually did what we were hoping. He improved his game from the semi-final by about 10-12 points. Played really well, but again, unfortunately, it was them few doubles. But he'll learn from that. He's learnt today. He's even learned from the semi to the final. I'm sure he'll go on and learn again.
Let's take a look at some of the statistics. Scott Waits, how he's been performing in this Masters tournament. Well, you know, his game's developing all the time. What are your observations, David?
I think we're starting to see Scott Waits fulfil his potential. So often we saw him come to the Lakeside World Championships, get knocked out in the quarterfinals, but now, since he won the Grand Slam, he's producing the big moments when it's asked for in the big matches. That 100.1 tournament average is absolutely fantastic. Martin Adams wins tournaments with a 95 average, and we say, well done, Martin Adams. Well, that's brilliant from Scott to raise the bar even higher. I think we'll see a great Lakeside from him in January, I really do.
Do you think he's got another level to go to? Do you see sort of a constant improvement? He's going to get more confident, going to deal with the occasion. He was a great player before, we all knew that, but then maybe he's going to test himself to go right up there alongside the great players, perhaps.
Well, as Dave said, I think winning that Grand Slam changed everything for Scotty. He's always had the game. He's played really well today. We could probably see a few things that he could improve on today, but as the bottle side of it, I don't think there's a problem with that anymore. He's got them 2 big wins, and there's plenty more to come, I'm sure.
He's a great entertainer, because those finishes, we love to see those big finishes, and the way he closed out the match, well, that is entertainment.
Well, it shows you there's a man very comfortable with his surroundings. There's no nerves going for those big finishes. And look at the way he just demolished Dean in the last set. 12 darts and 11 darts to win the 2 legs. Dean Winstanley did not stand a chance after the break. It was clinical and it was swift, and no mercy was shown.
And gentlemen, thank you very much. I've really enjoyed your company. Coming up, we've got Rugby Union, top 14 action from France. I must say that we've had a grand old time in Hull this weekend, and Scott Waits is the master. Thanks for your company, see you soon, and bye for now.